Today's episode of PTG is brought to you by the one and only Trans Labs that brought the world two amazing products. First off, Transfuse, which is a hydration multiplier, and most recently, they just dropped Transcend, which is a nootropic energy formula. No matter what you use, when you choose Trans Labs, you are going to be boosted and you are going to be ready to charge the paintball field and win out there. With Transfuse, that is a premium rapid hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula scientifically designed to replenish you at the cellular level. And they use all natural ingredients in this product. We've got zinc, we've got vitamin B6, we've got vitamin C, sodium, potassium, choline, and it is an amazing way to make sure that you're hydrated and prepared to play top-level paintball. When it comes to Transcend, that is a premium nootropic energy formula designed to increase cognitive performance, elevate mood and clarity while supporting long-term brain health, and it's going to leave you feeling great with no crash or jitters. It's one of the only products in the nootropic space backed by research studies to ensure the formula is correct for optimal performance. It is more potent than anything on the market, and it will keep you charged and ready to win out there. I take 1 scoop, but if you're stimulant sensitive, take a half scoop, and if you want that LFG dose to launch to the moon, dump 2 scoops in your drink and you are going to be flying down that paintball field. Comes in 2 delicious flavors, Baja Blast and Skittles Candy for the Transcend. And for the Transfuse, they have 2 new flavors as well, Pineapple Express and Hawaiian Punched. So if you get a chance, head over to translabs.com. That's TRANZLABS.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you'll get 10% off. If you subscribe to a monthly delivery service, you also get 10% off as well. So you can take advantage of 20% off on these products. Head over to translabs.com and give it a go. This episode of Play the Game podcast is brought to you by HK Army. And PTG listeners, do I have a treat for you? If you are playing NXL Chicago, HK Army is offering a special paint promo to PTG listeners only. HK has made constant improvements to their paintball formula, which is leading to more consistent results come tournament time. Myself and the entire Houston Heat squad have been feasting with HK Army paint at the events, and I can't wait to see you all out there in Chicago shooting it soon. You will even be able to test the event paint yourself at NXL Chicago once you arrive at the venue. Be sure to email teams@hkarmy.com. That is TEAMS at HKARMY.com and ask for the PTG Paint promo to find out how your team can get the hookup on paintballs for NXL Chicago. Don't wait. Do it right now. Email teams@hkarmy.com. This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an amazing online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need to be the best paintball player you can be. They have got it all. Head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and shop all of your favorite brands. And they also boast amazing customer service and will have this out to you with same-day shipping, which is amazing. It's always nice to know that your stuff is on its way immediately so you can start to use it that very next weekend of play. Check out their YouTube, Lone Wolf Paintball, and their Instagram @LoneWolfPB, and stay up to date with all of their deals and sales. Play the Game podcast is immensely honored to have them on board, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community.
That was an insane inside move by Marcello Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys. Tyler Harmon saved that game.
Came out with 2 wins. Marcello Margot was on fire.
We did it.
We did it.
What's up? We got the road mic.
Let's go, everybody. PTG Nation. We are tuning in live from Évreux, France. We are about an hour outside of Paris, a little longer, hour and 30 minutes outside of Paris, right by the town of Dreux, where the tournament is happening. We're going to be competing with Team USA this weekend. As you guys all know, you've been keeping along. Yep. We made it happen. We're tired a little bit. It's a little early. We woke up pretty early this morning. What time is it right now?
It's 7:02 right now.
7:02 a.m. But we have a full day of games. We got the U19s, U16s play on Sunday actually. So U19s, the men's, the women's. A lot of paintball going down today. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
But look at this background.
This is outstanding. We are in
We did it.
the beautiful city of Évreux, France, and it is spectacular. Over here on the side, we've got a water structure. We've got the blue man with the
ducks
red
down
tree.
there.
They got some crazy art. We have one of the biggest bell towers in the background that you can see for the YouTubers.
And what about the cathedral that's back there? You're saying it's like one of the biggest in France?
That's right. There is one of the
pretty epic.
biggest cathedrals in all of France that is here, and it's just truly outstanding. We're very honored and grateful to be out here. Going to be playing some
Hell yeah.
paintball with Team USA. We got a solid lineup, and we're just having fun and super thankful that y'all are tuning in. Thank you for being here with us. We have an amazing show just talking about the love of the game.
This is our first road show, bro.
Yeah,
First road
together.
show together, which is pretty epic. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've done a few of these on the road where you've been at the cafe with the buses
Oh,
in the back.
God.
You got the whole thing going on. We might get a few of those. If we're lucky, we'll get the bell tower here in a little bit. I think we probably missed it. It's probably every hour.
Yes.
But this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool feature that we're able to do. I say we talk a little bit about yesterday. So, funny story, I was boarding my flight in Salt Lake City. Everybody knows that I fly Delta. Tyler has known that forever. He flies American, so it makes sense that I didn't ask him what route he was on his way out here. But I had a layover in Salt Lake City, and I'm going to board the plane, scan my ticket, walk through, going on the jet bridge, and all of a sudden my phone rings, and it's Tyler. I answer, and he goes, "Hey, bro, you're on my flight." I'm like, "What? What are you doing on Delta?" So we didn't realize we're on the same flight. We could have hung out in the airport a little bit, but we're on the same flight. Got here at the same time, obviously, and had a nice little day yesterday. So
Yes.
let's talk about that a little bit because yesterday was a blast.
Whew, it was a journey. I was, I'm sure y'all saw my man's Instagram stories, living lavish in the suite. I, on the other hand, was in row 57A or something like that.
Miles
And,
back.
Yeah, miles back. I told Marcello when I left him, I'm about 1.5 miles back here on this plane if you want to come chat with me. And it was a really fun adventure. You know, we arrived in the morning, stopped immediately at this amazing cafe, and as soon as the coffee hit the lips, it was like, oh my God, we're back.
We're back.
It's so
100%.
delicious.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we grabbed our bags and we're waiting at this little cafe for Anthony, Lori, everybody else to get the rental car. That's always a fiasco. So we figured we'll just let them go handle all that stuff. We're going to sit here, enjoy this coffee while we wait. You guys get the car and then we'll walk over because it's always a thing. They were supposed to have the car at like 9 a.m. and then we're told that they weren't going to get it until around noon. They worked it out. And we went and had a nice little tour of Paris, even though we were both pretty exhausted. I did have the suite, like Tyler said, but I didn't sleep very much. There was just too much to do up there, you know? It was like, it was so fun. Fell asleep for a little bit, but I didn't, it's still airplane sleep.
Yeah,
you know?
and
it's not a bed.
There's a key to, you have to time this thing properly.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
So as soon as we got on that flight, you have to fight for sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't get that sleep right then, when you arrive, it's already morning time and you have a whole day ahead.
A whole day, I know. And I thought we were going to the field yesterday. I thought we were going to the field. I thought we were going to walk the field and then have an early dinner and be in bed super early. But Anthony, Lori, and the women's Team USA squad had other plans. So they had a full day of adventures planned. It ended up being awesome, though. I'm glad we did it. We went to this little cafe by the Eiffel Tower, had a nice little breakfast, had some avocado toast, which didn't realize they had out here, but they do, with some eggs and bacon. That was nice.
It was.
Did you enjoy
It
yours?
was spectacular.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We were right out in a little cafe area, people watching, Eiffel Tower in the background.
Yeah.
It's epic. If you guys haven't been to France, I do recommend going for the sights. It's a beautiful, beautiful country, and Paris is amazing. Like, it really is. It's a beautiful city. It can be a little difficult at times. It's kind of a struggle to get things. However, so far this trip has been amazing. We were talking about it last night. Like, we found this little restaurant literally right here. It's some of the best food that I've ever had in France, and that's like a big statement. We've talked about how it's like it can be hard to find a good meal, which is crazy. I know France is like kind of known for having good food, but it's always seemed so difficult to get like a good steak or good food. It's just the reality of it. This is probably, I don't know, my like 25th time to France, because for a long time the European events had two France events in a year. So they would have the one in Paris at the end of the season, but in the beginning of the season they would always have one in like the south of France or somewhere like that. So
Shout out to the London pub.
Shout out to the London pub. I
Yeah.
didn't want to say the name because they're like, oh, it's not even a French restaurant, but it is. It's
No,
like
it is. It's here in Évreux. And after
Yeah.
we sat at that cafe in Paris, we walked over to the Eiffel Tower. They have the huge field. Everybody knows. Had
That
some.
park's awesome.
Yeah, the park is amazing. Some of the women's Team USA players had never been, so it was a really cool experience. We got some pictures up there for
the YouTubers.
YouTubers on the screen there, and I had my typical, tourist holding
great.
the Eiffel Tower photo there,
That one's
and then
golden.
we got a couple photos with PTG taking over, and it's just amazing to be out here with you,
oh,
brother.
bro, your camera roll. Yo,
Oh, that's okay.
yo.
Uh,
Just not as fun.
It's okay. I'm not tripping. I'm a family man. It's amazing to be out here with you, bro.
Hell yeah.
We've been friends since we were kids. Being able to be back in France, obviously we have PTG together, so being able to do this show, it just means the world to us to be out here playing paintball together and for Team USA. It truly is the ultimate honor, and we can't wait to get to activities.
Dude, I'm so glad you're playing with us this year for Team USA because last year was brutal. Team USA, we definitely play with a lot of pride. I mean, the organization has won majority of the events that they've ever competed in against other nations, and these other nations are getting really good. Great Britain
Yeah.
is really good, France is really good. A lot of these teams have really elevated over the last couple of years. You saw like the Lucky 15s come over and
Yes.
play World Cup last year. Carnage and Tauntauns were in the top 4. They played well.
Playing some great ball.
Some great paintball. So the world stage is definitely elevating when it comes to paintball, but still, like, we are the best and we have to assert our dominance. So to be able to field a full team this year, I'm really excited that you were able to make it over. We got the squad.
Dude, we
there's
got the
definitely
boys.
no excuses. The tournament hasn't started yet. We have our first games later this afternoon.
Yes.
We have 2 matches today, 2 matches tomorrow. The kids have we have 3 matches today.
Yeah.
1 match tomorrow. The kids have 2 matches today, 2 matches tomorrow morning. It's going to be all day paintball. We're going to be at the field from basically 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's
Yep.
just the way it goes out here,
It's like BKI summer camp in France.
It
You know?
is, for sure. Let's go put on a clinic.
Yeah, straight up.
But yeah, I'm excited. So let's jump back into a little bit of the travel yesterday. So
Yep.
we did the whole Eiffel Tower experience, which is amazing. If you make a trip to Paris, obviously it's a bucket list item. You got to check it out. Recommend going at sunset to that park because that's, I think, around 6:15 p.m. Whenever sunset is, so it changes throughout the year. That's when the tower starts lighting up. And every like 45 minutes or hour, it lights up and it's gorgeous. They have like a bunch of people that'll come and try to sell you bottles of wine and stuff like that on the grass too. So if you go with a loved one, it's pretty fun, or some friends. It's cool. You can just bring a blanket, lay down, watch the Eiffel Tower.
They're working hard out
there. They're hustling for sure, dude. They got us a couple years ago, but before COVID, when I was out here, oh man, we had a time.
Yeah.
Way too many of those bottles of wine. So anyway, after that, we thought, okay, we're finally, Tyler and I were like on fumes. We're like, all right, we're making.
Legitimately delirious because
Yeah.
it's it's the middle of the night. It's 2
Yeah.
a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're at, and so March and I are like, all right, we're on our way.
We
we're
did
on
it.
our way.
We saw the sights. The girls got their photos. Like, we're on our way.
And then I had no idea how big the Palace of Versailles was. I thought it was just like a building, and then I had no idea how even bigger the Garden of Versailles is.
It's unbelievable. It's
insane.
incredible.
My mind melted.
Yeah. So we ended up going to Versailles next,
Yeah.
as you could say. We thought we were on our way to Évreux, but instead we decided to make another pit stop. The ladies wanted to see it. I guess Anthony and Lori did go last year, but they went on a Monday and it was closed. So that was something they wanted to check off their list. We still didn't go inside, so they still didn't get to check it off their list, but the gardens are just
Unreal.
incredible. Oh, let's pull up some of those.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's unreal. It really is. This is probably, I don't know, I would say 5% of the gardens.
5%.
Yeah.
5%.
5%. I mean, I feel like it's not even 5%. That's how massive
And
it
just
is.
for the YouTubers,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
there's a huge lake behind this garden as well. And this is right when you walk in. So I thought, I saw this little garden area, and everyone was like, "Hey, let's see the garden." I was
Like right when you enter.
Yeah, let's see the garden. It's right here. This little garden area looks really nice. So we pay our, entrance fee. We walk in, we see the garden. I keep walking, and then we see this area that you just showed with this huge lake behind it, and my mind is blown. I'm like, this is insane. Come to find out, this is 5% of it.
Yeah, you like walk around the backside and there's just acres on acres of crazy.
We got
him.
He's working hard out here. You can see him.
So this is what I was hearing at 4:30 in the morning, but it was also as if there was silverware in the bins right outside of our window. There's no air conditioning, so I opened the window last night. It got hot. I don't know if you noticed. It got pretty hot. So I opened the window, and it sounded like someone was rolling trash bins.
There he is.
Loaded with silverware. Yeah, but that one doesn't have silverware in it. So and I was like, oh my goodness.
The joys of travel.
Joys. Yeah, the joys. You just got to embrace it. It's fun. It's amazing. True. And it's just gorgeous. Like this is it's so different to us, but this is common every single street. It's everywhere you go. It's just old buildings with beautiful architecture. And a lot of character.
Like you said, we call it embracing the schlep, you know? Embrace the unknown.
Yeah.
There's going to be moments where you're dead tired, delirious. We were seeing stars. Like while we're at this palace, we were like delusional.
I was ready, dude.
Dude, you almost fell asleep in the car. It was crazy.
I did fall asleep in the car. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Oh,
yeah.
I don't think Lori knows that we're doing this morning.
And then also here, I have a picture of, some of the streets there in Paris before we went to the Eiffel Tower. It was just absolutely amazing. They have some statues and monuments that we were checking out. There was even a little lizard, statue lizard on this one. I thought that was pretty cool. Had to get a picture of that guy.
100%. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then just everything.
This is at the Palace of Versailles. There's huge statues, obviously the building in the back, and then everything is gold encrusted at the Palace of Versailles as well. And just absolutely unreal. The attention to detail that was on this building.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
It has 2,300 rooms.
We did it.
We got some bell tower.
We got the bell tower.
We got the bell in the back. And here I have some history on where we're at right now.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got it's been around since the Middle Ages.
Oh yeah.
It's the first known member of the family of the Counts of Evreux were descended from illegitimate son of Richard the First, Duke of Normandy. And it's been around since 1569 to 1584. The Duke Francis. I mean, the history is unreal out here. And it is really spectacular. If you ever get a chance to pass through Evreux, definitely make a stop at the London pub. And
it was incredible. Service was great. My steak was really good. It was unbelievable. By the way, if you guys are listening, you need to go to the YouTube channel and tune in and just check this out and see all the stuff that we're sharing and showing.
Yeah.
Please leave a comment. Let us know if you like these kind of episodes, because we need to do more of these. This is this is really fun. We could definitely make it better. I don't know that the camera quality is great, but we'll keep improving this little setup for sure. The mic, I think, sounds fantastic.
Yep.
Let us know how it sounds. I think it sounds pretty good. Maybe it's not quite as nice as the Shure mics we have at home, but I think it gets the job done, dude.
This Rode mic is clutch.
Yeah.
You know what 100%. I'm saying? And be sure to subscribe as well. Support the YouTube channel if you can.
Please.
Head on over there. Thank you so much. Go over to the Play the Game podcast YouTube and give us a subscribe over there. And we'll have a bunch of fun content like this coming through the pipeline. We're going to be doing a lot more PTG Pro Schools as well. If your field wants to have Marcello and myself come out, do a training event, we'll probably end up busting out the setup and doing some more
100%.
Episodes on the road as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to do like a training event on a Saturday and throw a tournament kind of fun day on Sunday, kind of like we did. Shout out to Quinn again from Iconic Paintball. He just put together such an amazing weekend out there in Philly. But doing more things like that. Yeah, shout out to Quick Shot.
Yep.
Doing more stuff like that would be amazing for the community. Really like watching players compete in events and have fun and just kind of showcasing their skill sets. Absolutely. I think it's a cool thing, so the more of those that we could do, the better. So hit us up.
It'll be a great way to also we could set this up anywhere and we could highlight some divisional players that are in the area.
Totally.
Any of the locals out there.
Oh, look at the birds. We got the
some
birds.
Fun. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I knew there were ducks down there last night too.
There's
That was a pigeon, but I knew there were ducks down there.
There's bound to be a duck at some point in the water. You know what I mean? You're still a little delirious. I'm not going to hold that against you, but those were definitely pigeons.
They were pigeons disguised as they were ducks disguised as pigeons.
One of them had a little green stripe on it. I'll give you that. It had a little duck-esqueness to it.
A little orange beak.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, guys. I say we hop into some Discord questions because we promised that we would answer a ton of those on this episode.
Yes. And the Discord has been popping. Thank you, everybody, for supporting
Yes.
PTG. Let's go.
Yes. So if you guys are not in the Discord, head over to ptgpaintball.com, click the orange Patreon link, sign up at any level, and it'll give you access to most of the Discord. You got to be a GOAT to get access to all the channels and the show once a month that is private for the GOATs. But if you want to ask questions on the show, just sign up. And you could get a 7-day free trial, which is
That's
pretty
right.
cool to check it out. And you could ask us any questions. We always, do our best to answer as many of them as we can.
Oh, hold on. I have a picture of the blue man.
That's the blue man where the ducks are.
The blue man with the water and the red tree is on the YouTube right now. That's just right over here. It's really spectacular. I wish we could do like a 360 view of this because we've got some old architecture all around. And we got the trash people that are bringing the buckets, the loud buckets. They're coming right now.
I just want to know where the silverware went because
Yeah.
those things were loaded at 4:30 this morning. All right, shelled off photos. With the resurgence of puka shells, what's been your favorite paintball trend over the years?
Ooh, my favorite paintball trend. I would have to say I'm going to throw it at Mr. Gator Glaze with the neoprene duckbill flip up. That's always been one of my favorite trends. I really appreciate good old, like really archaic headbands from the past, like OG ones. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
That's tough because I talk about it on the show a lot. I've never really followed paintball trends or had much paintball fashion, to be completely honest. I've always looked kind of goofy. I feel like the last couple of years, thanks to JT, I've looked a little cooler because they have so many customizable features and people send me stuff. So it's not me like seeking the stuff out. Like if it weren't for Stevie, I wouldn't have the gold frames. I think they look super dope, but
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have gotten them, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, maybe a trend that I really like was the bleach hair because the year that I did it, it ended up being pretty, it worked out pretty well at World Cup, and the Wrecking Crew kids did it. That was the reason I did it, is all the Wrecking Crew kids before World Cup had bleached their hair. And so they were like, Marcello, you got to bleach your hair. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then I showed up to World Cup with it bleached. We had a good event. They had a tremendous season, so
Dude,
I thought that was pretty cool.
I bleached my hair one
did
time.
It. Kyle did it.
We won.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Wrecking Crew kids or I started it.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Kyle Spica did it in 2015 with Dynasty.
That's right, we
World
won.
Cup. Then you did it Vegas 2017. We won. I might have to bleach it again.
I know. The bleach sounds like a winning formula.
Yeah, the bleach was a good one. 100%.
All right, we got Jay Lamb. For both of you, what are your thoughts of practicing on a new layout every weekend? Is there a benefit, or do you think it hinders the players?
I think there's a tremendous benefit to learning a new field every weekend because you're learning how to process different angles, different shots, different potential scenarios, right? So a big part of learning how to play the game is understanding how to break down a field. Not every field plays the same. So paintball IQ comes from being able to read how a field is going to play, right?
Yeah.
So the more fields that you can see, probably the better equipped you're going to be to break down a layout. I think that's what's helped us tremendously is not just playing, 5 events a year in the U.S., but it's all the travel, international stuff. You see new fields almost every single weekend. We've seen a new field almost every single weekend for 20 plus years, right? So we're just expediting our growth there. I think it's a benefit rather than playing the same field over and over and over. You're going to get really good at that field, but you're not going to get – so fundamentally you're going to get really good at that field, but you're not going to get good at like figuring out how to identify really good spots, how to identify how to keep players out of really good spots. And those are huge components of putting together a good game plan, right?
For sure. Yeah, and we talk about it a lot on the show is obviously, I appreciate for the tournaments having a couple weeks to have a layout because you're going to be able to really be dialed in. You're going to get the best out of each player on that field.
Yeah.
But you and I have both been playing paintball long enough that we've seen so many different iterations of not only formats, fields, sizes, just completely different styles. We've played 1, 3, 5, 10, 7, hyperball, woods ball. We've played every
100%.
style of paintball, and because of that, you learn how to run through all these different gears, and it teaches you so many different layers of the game. And the better that you can be at applying a bunch of different layers to your game and playing as much paintball as possible, you're going to become a really well-rounded paintball player. So go out there and play as much as you can on as many different fields. And then obviously, when tournament time comes, dial in, study the layout, study the angles, the bounce shots, all the details. That way you're primed and ready to go.
Absolutely, dude. Great answer.
Yep.
Dev, he wants to know, what's both your opinions on lower division tournaments running race to 4 instead of X ball to save time since it's a one-day event?
I mean, if it makes sense for the tournament, at the end of the day, the tournament has to do what's best for the tournament. You know, we all have our ideas of, you know, this sounds great, but sometimes there's just not enough time, you know, and
Totally.
the tournament just has to do what the tournament has to do. So I think that, you know, a race to 4 would definitely work. And if it's more efficient and if everybody is okay with it, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it changes the game too much. Race to 4 or a 4-point mercy is pretty similar. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got, let's see.
because real quick, the race to 4 is still also on a clock, and in my experience, a lot of times the clock still does become part of the game. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just got to say thank you to everybody who's dropping in the Discord. We got Did It Hurt Paintball, Inspired, CM Harry, Mark Paris, B-Rad. All right,
Hell
let's
yeah.
see. We got B-Rad. When someone is having a bad day on the field, how would you help them out of self-doubt?
Oh, yeah. You know, I saw that question in there, and I really like that one. So I think the biggest way you do that is you just reinforce the fact that it's just a game, right? And you shouldn't doubt yourself because of not having success on the field for a day or a point or a match, right? It's just a game, and, you know, the process to get better shouldn't change. So self-doubt is one of those things that it's okay to fail in paintball. It's okay to fail in life. It's okay to have these times where you're not succeeding. The important thing is to keep working hard, you know, stay on the right path as far as being motivated to figure out why you're doing these things wrong, why you're having these issues, why you're not able to overcome these hurdles, and just get around it, right? We all have them. We all have them. And I really believe, I stand by this wholeheartedly, the people that succeed in anything, they are just the ones that get around those hurdles better than others. That's all it is. It's not that they don't have the hurdles. So
That's right.
yeah, so it's pretty simple. If somebody's having a bad day, it's like, hey, dude, don't get down on yourself for it. It's all right. Let's turn it around. And if you can't today, let's go home, get a good meal in you, get a good night's
Yeah.
sleep, and come back and do it again tomorrow or next week. You know?
Totally.
Yeah.
It is a difficult thing, and it happens, like you said, to all of us, not
Yeah.
just you out there.
Yeah.
We all have our ups and downs, but you gotta be self-aware enough to understand why the mistakes are happening as well. You know, don't brush past the reasons of why. Marcello's looking at his little cup. We got these tiny cups. He wants
They
more
said
coffee.
this was a long one, dude. This is not a long one. This is an espresso. I need a triple long.
Yeah, these for everybody that's listening, they're about 2 inches tall. The cup here, maybe 3. It's about 3 inches
It's
tall.
about 3 inches.
But so to get back to the question, just be mindful of why it is that you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you got to just shut your brain off. You know, don't
Yeah.
overthink things. Sometimes you get in your own head, and it can
Totally.
start to really spiral. So shut your brain off. If someone else is having a bad day, boost them,
Yeah.
give them some positive affirmations, help them understand why they're making a mistake, and get the ball rolling in the right direction. Because it sometimes just takes a couple of words. A couple of nice words can really change the world. And that is so true, man. We got to remember to boost each other through the highs and the lows, and just keep moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I want to add one thing to that because you did mention something. A little bit of self-governing is really healthy as well, too, though. So I know
Yeah.
with a lot of the kids that I coach, if I see them really hard on themselves, sometimes I'll let that manifest in
Yeah.
its own way for a little bit. I'll let them be hard on themselves because that feeling, I think, is really good to figure out, like, okay, I need to change this or fix this. But then you reinforce the, you know, okay, time to let it go, you know.
Yeah.
And I do that, like, if we have losses, I let them kind of marinate in it for a little bit,
Absolutely.
understand it, feel it, and then it's like, okay, time to move on now, right?
Those
And
feelings
that's
are-
how I try to treat my own feelings about
Yeah.
losing and, you know,
And
shortcomings.
life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? The feelings are
Absolutely.
valid, so you got to make sure that you don't just brush past them. They're there for a reason. So understand that, resonate with them, learn what you can. We're all trying to be the best we can every day, and keep growing.
100%, brother. All right.
So we got action.
We
in
got
the
action,
Discord.
dude. Yeah. Mark
go.
Paris, if you had to cut one person from the other person's team, who would you cut and why? Tyler cuts a Dynasty player and Marcello cuts a Heat player. You want to go first or should I?
Well, I got to cut the head off the dragon. So Ryan, you're out.
Yeah, I'm cutting Fedorov, you know? Like, we can't cut each other, right? I don't think we can cut each. If we could cut each other, I'm cutting Tyler.
Yeah, I'm cutting you.
Yeah, I'm cutting Tyler. Because
Is that part of the question?
It wasn't. It's not clear.
Well, then,
So,
yeah, you're gone.
yeah, you too, bro. I'll see ya. Don't know where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
We're gonna both be
and
teamless.
Ryan is such a phenomenal player. You know, the guy
Yeah.
is very cerebral. He is the captain of Dynasty. You know, he's
Alex Frazier's the captain
Is
of
he?
Dynasty. Absolutely, 100%. Do not take that away from him. He is the captain, and he deserves to be the captain.
Shout out to Eggman.
Shout out to Eggman.
Dude.
Eggman has been the captain of Dynasty from day one too, and it's funny. Recently, we've we're like, dude, Alex is for sure our fearless captain.
Yeah.
He's been the last couple of years. He's been just dynamite. Really, it's since Hormesis. He's come in with like a
Well,
whole
he's
new.
the Hormesis god.
He's the
Yeah.
he's the god, dude. Eggman is the man, and he is our captain.
I guess
don't ever.
you know,
yeah.
you guys have such a stacked roster of players. You could take any one of them off the team, and the team is still really strong. And in the top 4, it's kind of like that. You know, all
Yeah.
the teams in the top, you take a player out, and there's 10 other ones that are batting at it, ready to strike.
100%
Yeah.
depth. That's what it takes.
That's
huh?
right. All right, we got, let's see, Zinger PB. Do you guys prefer the get hype rah-rah or calm, cool, collected, and locked in type of pregame in the pits? I would have to say it's like a delicate balance. You have to know when to
Yes.
heighten both.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be one or the other. You've got to know when to get the best out of your players and get that blood flowing. And then you got to know when to ease off on that and let people, like you said, resonate with the
Absolutely.
energy and be focused on their own mission. Everyone is unique. We're all like a bunch of instruments playing in an orchestra, and not every instrument is playing the same tune. So everyone is going to have their time to heighten the sound, heighten the zen, heighten all of these different energies that we bring into the paintball arena, and we need all of it. So you got to make sure, like Rusty would say, it's like a train. You know, we want to be at a constant speed, not too high, not too low, somewhere right in there. But it takes all the energy to get these things done.
Couldn't have said it better, Ty. I'm not even gonna add to that. I totally agree. It's a delicate balance. If you do it,
Yeah,
we got the bell.
we got the bell.
We got the bell.
Don't block the bell.
Don't block the bell.
Dude, that's amazing. This backdrop
beautiful.
is insane.
All right. Nick, he wants to know, MM33, would you trade your muscle mass for Tyler's height? Coming from a shorter player, I tell my teammates I would 1,000% trade with them if I could, and they call me crazy. So I'm 5'10", which is pretty average, and nobody likes to be average. So yes, I would love to be 6'2", because I'll tell you what, if I was 6'2", I would also have the muscle mass. You've been slack. You better get in the gym, boy.
Dude, don't make
Bulk
me
up.
flex out here. My muscle mass
bulk up, boy.
My muscle mass is
I'll
not
be looking
lacking.
like Thor, all right? Yeah, I'll take
I'll
the
be
6'2"
looking like
all
a
day.
nice Michael Phelps right now, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, I'm shredded wheat over here, boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll take the 6'2".
Yep. It's you know, both have their advantages.
Both
you know?
do.
They both have
Absolutely.
their advantages.
Yeah.
And paintball is really unique in that way. That's what I love about this sport is it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the mind for the game, which you and I have been playing for quite some time, we're both just going to go out there and we're going to do it. We're going to connect. We're going to make the shots. We're going to make the moves. And that's the cool thing about paintball is it does not matter. Get out there and play, no matter
Get
what.
out there and play.
Yeah. All right. We got inspired paintball. As long as the field is mirrored, do you ever want to see an extremely unconventional field, like a double snake tunnel up the center, or no snake at all, etc.?
That's a tough one because I want to say yes, but in my experience, almost every single time they've tried to do something like crazy, it hasn't worked out to where the gameplay has been fun or exciting to watch. It just doesn't seem like it works out that way. It kind of seems like having a snake on one side, having a Dorito side on another side, and then some sort of middle is and variations of that is the most fun. Now, I could be biased. I don't know. But it seems like every time they've tried to put something really crazy, it ends up doing the opposite of what they intend it to do. They think that it's going to be really fast on one side, but because it is, the whole field slows down because you could get to one spot and shut everything down. You know,
Take the Texas event, for example.
that was not mirrored, but it was a disaster.
Yeah, and it literally spiraled. So everyone was
You're doing the same thing on both sides.
That's
It was
right.
so.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit repetitive in a way.
Very.
And it would be cool to see I came from 10-man, you know.
A double snake in the middle could be kind of sick.
That would be tight.
Yeah.
Double sneezy up the middle would be pretty cool. I'm not opposed to playing any paintball fields, but I do agree with you in the fact that we have a science to these paintball fields over the years.
Yeah.
And the traditional ones, you do get a more eclectic type of style variation with the more modern, standard snake Dorito middle kind of stuff. But it is definitely cool to see the curveballs thrown as well. We got to be ready for anything. So whatever, the conglomerates throw at us, we'll keep running around and doing our thing out there.
Hell yeah. All right, we got Did It Hurt? How are the refs' attitude towards American players, and does Tom have any effect on their NXL policies? That's clearly an attack on American players.
Shout out to Paul
Shout
one time.
out to Paul one time. Well, you're kind of implying in there that there is that attack, and I don't really think there is. I mean, last year when we were over here, all the refs, and I played the first event in Germany and then the last event here in Paris. They were really excited to see us. You know, they're big fans of the game. They watch Go Sports. They love having us over here. Yeah. The Nations Cup has been a little more difficult. That has always been a thing where USA doesn't get the love, but I mean, of course that's the way it's going to be. You've got all the other nations that are actually here in close proximity, right? So it's kind of like everyone against the big bad, Americans, but that's more because we've been at the top of the game for so long. So of course you're considered Goliath. So it's like the David versus Goliath story. But as far as like the actual reffing, I've always said for majority of the time, I had thought that the Millennium and NXL Europe refs did a better job than the US refs. I really did think that for a long time. This is years ago, right? So I'm not talking about current day. They were really strict, but it was pretty consistent across the board, and I was okay with that. As long as it's consistent, that's really all you can ask for.
Yeah.
I think reffing is, in the US right now, it's better than it's ever been. And I think in Europe it's pretty good too. So I don't think there's any bias.
No.
I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like they treat us well and they're excited to have us over here. So
yeah. The refs' attitudes towards the American players is amazing. They're amazing people. I love coming over here and seeing old faces and new faces. We have so many friends relationships we've built over the years. So to be able to see the European refs here and there is a treat. And Tom, I don't think he has any effect on anything over here.
He does. So Jason
Well, I know he
Trozen-
has an effect on everything, but he's not here on site.
He is.
He's here?
Yeah.
Yo, Tom's here?
Yeah, Tom's here.
Dude, Tom,
Yeah,
we get to see Tom.
Yeah, Tom's
Oh,
here. He
man,
was
I
here
didn't know
last
that.
year. Oh yeah, Tom's rocking, dude. He's a man of people. He's at all the damn things, dude.
He's been to every single one this year?
No, but he hasn't been to everyone, so he's not at all the things.
Okay.
But he was at Paris last year.
Nice. What's the championship? He's got to
It's
be
a championship, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. I can't wait to see Tom.
Yeah, 100%. So
Nice.
his wife will be here.
Beautiful.
But Jason Trozen is the rules commissioner.
That's right.
Right? So he's here. He's the one that's in charge of that. And he
Yep.
kind of handles, he's the head ref, the head honcho.
Yeah.
So he's the one who really makes sure that everything is fair and being done the correct way.
There we go.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that.
So it's dialed in, and they got it down.
Let's go, NXL.
Yeah.
Shout out. All right, let's see. We got CM Harry. Do you guys miss any old bunkers? How big can the 1v1 go, in your opinion?
I didn't realize I missed the X until Mike Hinman brought it back.
Yeah.
The X, those fields are so fun and so dynamic and require so much teamwork and skill. And it's really easy to watch from a spectator standpoint because you can see the whole field. It's not cluttered with all these big bunkers. So I actually realized that I missed the X, or maybe it doesn't have to be an X because the top part doesn't mean much, but just like a center 50 that's like that without all the big bunkers has been amazing to watch paintball at the WCPPL. It just has. Points have been quick. You can see both sides of the field from a spectator standpoint. It's really awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. And so the one-on-ones, I think they could be really big. I hope they don't ever replace 5-on-5 team paintball because to me that's the best part of the game. Team paintball, decision making, communication. It's my favorite part of the game. Probably a little biased.
Well, no, I agree. Team paintball, even if it's not 5-on-5, if it goes to 2 or 3 or whatever, or 10, we got to have team paintball.
100%. Yeah.
It adds a really cool layer to the game.
But the one-on-one stuff, if filmed properly, could catch outside attention and become electric. It really could be something that is pretty massive. So
yeah, I see the potential for one-on-ones and having fight nights where it's they go round after round
Yeah,
after round after
totally.
round. And then you can have pay-per-view, and then you can possibly look at changing paintball players' lives by having a pay-per-view event where the card holders get paid a pretty tremendous amount of money for being a part of that pay-per-view event. You
Yeah.
know, it's no different than boxing or MMA or anything like that. That's how those fighters are able to make a living, is by training really hard, preparing for fight night, and then it's a cool hype up as well. You get to watch their training, you get to watch how they're preparing for the fight, and it could be a life-changing thing for those players. So I think there is a potential in that regard. I would, of course, still like to see every facet of paintball played. I want to see the team
Absolutely.
paintball, but there is definitely a market space for one-on-one that has not been fully
Realized. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
with you, dude. I'm
that's
with
right.
you. I think it will be too. Hormesis is doing a fantastic job.
Yep. And for the old bunkers, I miss the huge 7-man bunkers, you know?
Car
like
wash.
the pyramids and all
Oh,
that.
man.
And they do have them at the
Yeah.
NXL events, which is cool to see them for the 10v10 players out there. So I really appreciate those crazy big bunkers.
Agreed, brother.
Yeah.
All right, my last question from the Discord. It's from Kyle Breath. He's one of the new Discord members. Welcome, Kyle Breath.
What up, Kyle?
This is a great question. I know Kyle also is a player coach on one of his teams. Shout out to Kyle. He's been out to some of our events. He's a baller. He wants to know, what are some reoccurring areas for improvement you're noticing as a coach of the U16, U19 teams? What advice do you find yourself giving the most? Oh, you know, I read this question wrong. I thought this was for me personally, like as in reoccurring areas for improvement as a coach. And now reading this out loud, I'm realizing it's advice I'm giving to young kids. I don't think it has it changes because of their age. Honestly, I treat these kids like I treat my teammates, and I tell them that all the time. I'm really harsh and really matter of fact with them. Of course, there's a little more runway to make mistakes, but I'm teaching them the same concepts that we work on
course.
Dynasty, you know, and I really am just trying to make them understand the game at a grand level. And some of the concepts you just have to go really slow with, and you just have to keep repeating and keep repeating, you know, the simple stuff. Inside, outside, wrap, go. Inside, outside, wrap, go. You know, like you can go through these progressions and kind of simplify it. But I think it's really just having an overall understanding of the game. And recently it's been clock management.
Yeah.
Right, that's something that I've really, because that's where you win or lose the game. It's at the end of the match. You're either up or down a couple points. You have to protect a lead. You have to regain a lead, you know, or you have to go for the win, you know, in a tie game. So understanding how to win at the end of the game rather than just how to play 5-on-5 paintball, that's been what I've been really working on with my teams the most, especially these kids, really trying to instill that in them.
I mean, it's absolutely pivotal that you understand that. And if you're not setting those situations up with your team, you need to be having those situations set up at least for a portion of the day. You can't just be running point after point after point after point after point and not be having these situations that are set up, because you're going to get to a tournament, these things are going to happen, and you are not going to be as well prepared as you could be if you had been practicing that way. So I love that. And we got Osborne for this. You get to go undercover and try out for a divisional team. What's your alias and disguise? Think Eli undercover Chad Powers.
Oh, man. I don't know. I haven't put thought into the actual name, but I've definitely put thought into doing exactly that. Getting the makeup, getting done up.
What disguise are you going with?
See, I don't know. I'm going to have some. Now my hair is actually getting long, so that wouldn't be much of a disguise. But obviously got to change the hair up, get some big funky nose, glasses, come out looking super goofy, right? Like just like unathletic, super dorky. So people are like, oh man, are we going to give this kid a chance, you know? And then just come out and absolutely stunt. Shave my face, try to look as young as possible. That'd be great.
I'm going with some like alien costume. Just showing up.
I mean, it's a dead giveaway. Oh, okay, Tyler Harmon. Yeah, really good job.
We'll go with the name T Hammer.
T Hammer.
T Hammer with the alien costume. I think we'll run it and we'll see what we get out there.
Awesome. Well, shoot, Ty.
We got to get ready.
We got to get ready. They're getting ready to leave here. Sorry that this was a little shorter of an episode, but I hope it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. This was awesome getting out to have a little conversation, some coffee with my boy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful outside.
Shout out to Evru.
Yes, shout out to Evru. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feel about this kind of episode. See if we'll, continue doing these. I think it's pretty fun, pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you guys in the Discord, and hope you guys can watch us. The event will be on. The event's gonna be over by the time this airs.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Sorry, because we're gonna. I'm traveling. Oh, that's right. We didn't even talk about that. But I'm gonna be traveling through Europe. The girlfriend's meeting me here Friday. We're gonna go to. We're gonna spend the day in Paris and then head over to Rome. I'll get back Wednesday. Load this sucker up, and then straight to Texas for practice against X Factor. So we got a lot of action. So yeah, the event will be done. Everything will be done. You guys will know the results. But you should tune into the Facebook and watch it live.
And thank you all for being a part of the PTG experience. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.